power and realization. We see that a radical change is necessary in society. Our individual and group relationship. How is it to be brought about? If a change is through conformity to a pattern projected by the mind through reasonable, well, therefore, whatever the mind calculates becomes the end. We are willing to sacrifice ourselves and others if you maintain that we as a human being are merely the creation of the mind, which implies conformity, compulsion, brutality, dictatorship, concentration camps. When we worship the mind that is impaired, if we realize, I see that futility of discipline, a various form of suppression, strength and me, and they fall. I see fertilize of discipline, control, various forms of suppression. Me. I wondered if you have thought about it for what authorities have said about conscious. You have understood from your own study yourself what conscious implies, not only the conscious of everyday activity pursuit, but the consciousness that is hidden, much more difficult. Ourselves and therefore in the world and in the change is ever certain visions. Superficial level of mind, it is thinking, recording and storing the certain experience. To be able to communicate level, there are also various inhibitions, controls, sanctioned disciplines. The collective and personal among prejudices, the result of perception. How to bring about the change? We generally mean a change at the superficial level. We struggle to reach a superficial. We want which we crave for. The help of unconscious of the deeper layer of the mind. Think it is necessary to uncover the depth of oneself. Will this inner conflict bring about change? Is it that not most fundamental and important question in our daily life? How to bring about radical change ourselves? Will understanding the different layers of consciousness, examining in myself the collective experience, my mother, my ancestors, my race, the conditioning of particular which I live, bring about the change which is not merely. You also must feel a change which is not mere reaction, which is not outcome of the stress and strain environment. My conscious is the sum total of human experience, particular contact with the present, awareness of my thought and feeling, that processing bring about change. Can there be change through relief, through the identification project called ideas? Well, conflict bring about the fundamental. I am constant battle with myself, with society. What I am, what I want. This struggle bring about change. I see change is essential. I bring it about examining the whole my conscious by struggling, by disciplining, by practicing various and repression. How are you bring about revolution? What is the power? The creativity brings about the revolution. How is it to be released? You have tried to discipline that you are God. If you are realized that Godhood or experience at man the highest, that very realization will bring about the fundamental change. There is a reality which you are part of the build around it, various theories, speculation, beliefs, doctrine, assumption. So-called religious people, therein you fundamentally, deeply the essence of reality. Cultivate virtue through various forms of discipline, control, superstition, denial, sacrifice. You can get into touch that reality required transformation will be brought about. Is it not outcome of conditioned mind? A mind that has been brought up to think in a particular certain pattern. The mind must become aware of ideas. Might have experienced reality. What is in God of speculating imagine? Speculately, not imaginately, see the truth that any activity of the mind, superlative such. We have used the conscious mind. To go to further experience more deeply requires mind that is quite alert to find out. If you want to go further into matter of fundamental change, it is not necessary for active mind. Complex implication of thinker and thought, separate process evolution. The observe and the observed. Revolution, this psychology create revolution, which means is not. When there is a duality, such a thinker controlling thought. We know the way of power through dominated discipline. We hope to change fundamentally. Power only breeds further darkness, disintegration, both individually as groups, which can bring about a fundamental change, create psychological reach in everyday watchfulness. When we are aware of that from day to day, see the truth, do we not come to counter? So long as the thinker exists apart from his thought, be not fundamental transformation, no creative release. That creative release comes only when thinker. Thought only gives strength to me. As long as the thinker exists apart from, there must be limitation, conflict. Everlastingly aware, it is separating itself. If the mind is pursued deeply and extensively think without seeking end, there comes a state. But I do not mean superficial emptiness, which most of have. Creative emptiness is not so long there is a thinker who is waiting. Is it possible, the mind possible, completely all reasonable? The imposition authorities, you will not be able to answer this question. And